All right, we are going to kick this off strong. Inaugural episode of The Wide World of Investing. I'm Thomas Lipscomb alongside Bruce Rosenblum, leading the charge best-selling author, Coach Pete D'Arruda. Now, Coach, how did you dream this show up, The Wide World of Investing?
Well, this is a wide world of investing, isn't it? You can invest in all sorts of things these days. When I was little, I had a coin collection. I still have it.
Yeah.
That's an investment. A lot of people invest in coins, Bruce.
Indeed.
You know, a lot of people invest in silver and gold.
We started tempting our children. My dad did actually with the 50 state coins, just to kind of start that process.
Collect them all,
Yeah, so it makes sense, doesn't it? All right, you invest. A lot of people I've talked to invest in wines. There's a big market. There's wine auctions at Sotheby's, the big old snobby auction firm, right? And then you can invest in bourbons, like Pappy Van Winkle, these kind of things. They go up in value.
Baseball cards,
what you
sports
do is
cards,
you
everything
can't
else,
open sports cards.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? Dominoes, Legos.
It's true.
You name it.
Legos for sure. Yeah.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. If you have unopened one of those original games, like Hot Wheels.
Right.
Yeah.
Classic Hot Wheels.
There's that show on the Public Education Network, some kind of road show. They would go around antique road shows, and they would find different antiques. People invest in antiques. But you go to a lot of people go to estate sales to find things that people don't value right. You know, think about it. Have you ever had anybody pass away in your family?
Yes.
Have you ever had to go and clean the house out that they left behind?
I actually have a story
no?
to go along with that. My great aunt used to own a retail store in a downtown neighborhood here for years and years and years, and she dealt in collectibles.
Yep.
And so when she passed away, her children were able to go into these warehouses, as it were, and imagine lunch boxes from the 1950s or dolls from the 1940s, still in the box.
Yeah.
I mean, perfect condition. They've increased, 100 times in value.
Yeah.
Putting a value on things.
Yeah.
And here it is, when someone passed away, it's up to you. It happened to my wife. Her uncle passed away, and then we had to go clean his house out and then get rid of all the stuff there. Get rid of is an optimum word because we didn't really value everything the right way. I didn't really spend much time that her mom and her didn't really value everything properly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I went one day, I said, this isn't for me. I did get a baseball card out of it, so a baseball
cool.
too. But how do you value things the right way? Because that's when the sharks appear, when they assume you don't really know what it's worth.
That's true.
Right.
We're working on a new proprietary program with a different firm now that will enable you to have an app on your phone. You can take a picture of whatever the item is, and it'll tell you what the value is.
Yes,
This will make it a lot easier. But that's a different story and a different show. What I'm talking about here is there's values for a lot of different things. There's different ways to invest. The investing we always have been brought up to know about is stock market.
Of course.
This is probably the number. And then crypto is investing too. You're investing your money. Investments basically mean you take your money and you give it to somebody else for some item. That's investing.
Right. Sure.
So it can either go up or down. The person who is selling it to you is hoping that they've made money too. And they're hoping that when they sell it to you, it's going to go down in value because if it was going to go up, they would have held it. Or maybe they need the money. So one of the things we're going to talk about here, we're going to concentrate on all different investments. We're going to talk about the stock market every now and then. We're going to talk about crypto. We're going to get CEOs on from different companies or people that invest in different areas that we've never heard of and try to educate you as a general public of places that you might not even know that are good for investing.
That's right.
You might be sitting and feeling like you're in poverty right now, but you may be in a house that's loaded with things that are worth a lot of money. But they don't have much value to you because you don't really know what the value is.
Yeah, that's good.
So, right, Bruce? So one of the things that I've done here lately is I've been out trying to say to myself, how can I have the great first show for the Worldwide Investing Show?
Yeah.
And just came across my desk this company named Venu from JW Roth. Venu is a company that starts these outdoor amphitheaters, but they're VIP amphitheaters, and they have amazing amenities there. And it's like first class going to concert, because like JW has said, JW Roth is, most of the concerts you go to now is warm beer, standing in line, being at like a single A ballpark in baseball.
Sure, yeah.
So he said, what if we could VIP that experience? And we're going to end the show today with an interview that I just had in Wall Street. We went for the opening bell this past week and watched JW Roth ring that opening bell, and the stock symbol VENU has been launched. Let's go to that interview right now, and folks, we'll see you on the next show. Folks, it's Coach Pete here. I'm live on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Mr. JW Roth, who has just launched his public traded company, Venu. JW, welcome in.
Coach, it's good to be here. It's good to be here.
It's a fun day for you.
It's a fun day.
You rang the opening bell today.
We rang the opening bell. We opened the New York Stock Exchange. It's just funny, when you're when you're a kid or you grow up and you always think of the New York Stock Exchange and how you picture it.
Yeah.
Then you get in business and you start to dream about how, where your company's going to ultimately go. But then to actually do it, to stand out there and ring the bell on the New York Stock Exchange, it's surreal.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
You look like a pro up there doing it.
Yeah, well, listen, I got him fooled.
Now, all right, let's take a step back. Tell me how you got started in the business world.
Yep.
Let's do that. Let's do a quick history here.
Yep.
A couple minutes.
Yep.
Because that'll help, I think, folks that are watching. It'll help them understand who you are and why you're doing what you're doing now.
Yep. So, I did not start in the hospitality or entertainment space. I'm the founder at Roth Premium Foods. My background is all agriculture and in building food lines. So, Roth is a prepared food manufacturer. I think about the third largest in the United States.
Wow.
We build for almost every grocery store in America, and we do service every grocery store in America every day. Build between 100 and 150 tons of proteins for U.S. consumption every week. So that's what Roth does. Being a music nut, about 6 years ago, I sat down with my family and our partners, and I said, you know what? I've got another one in me. I want to go build another one. My son had been at Roth all the way along, was in a perfect position to just continue what we were doing there. And in fact, I tell people this all the time. He's actually, in a lot of ways, done better than the old man would have done. But it gave me the opportunity to then leave. I took a handful of my key people and we worked out a transition plan. And over the course of a year or so, transitioned out my CFO and some of our business development folks and that kind of thing. And I started Venu. And the idea was, as a music fan, I've been to venues all over the world. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you that they're old. They're dilapidated, especially live music venues outdoor, like amphitheaters.
Yeah.
Most of them are 40, 50, 60 years old. And so they lack a lot of what the fan is demanding. Think about the NFL and Major League Baseball. It's kind of who I copied. I took a page right out of their playbook. I looked at them and said, look at what guys like George Steinbrenner did, or Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. He took old, dilapidated stadiums, worked with municipalities, and built unbelievable experiences and unbelievable ambiance in stadiums now. So now when you go to a football stadium, you're not out there drinking a lukewarm beer, eating a lukewarm or cold hot dog.
Yeah.
You're going out there and you're enjoying club service and all of the things that go on with the stadium. I wanted to do that in music. So I started going around the country, hired Ryan and company to start putting public-private partnerships together. And this last summer, we opened the most premium amphitheater ever built in history. Ford Motor Company put their name on it. It's the Ford Amphitheater in Colorado Springs, Colorado. 92 fire pit suites, beautiful owners clubs. It's an incredible place. Today, on top of that, we have another $1 billion or so of construction going on throughout the U.S. in 5 different markets as we build amphitheaters. We're gonna do in music with those two guys, and I admire both Steinbrenner and Jerry Jones, what they did in football and baseball.
Yeah, amazing business people.
Unbelievable business people.
I've been to the Colorado Springs location, folks. Amazing.
Yeah,
the fire pits. Oh, just an amazing place.
It's incredible.
You don't even think you're at a traditional concert.
No, Ryan Tedder is interesting. Ryan Tedder, One Republic, he stepped out on stage. He sold out 3 shows for us this last summer. But he stepped on stage and he goes, geez, I feel like I'm in Dubai. All of the fire going on and the fire pits going on, and it's incredible. It creates an unbelievable vibe and an unbelievable ambiance.
Yeah. So, I mean, this idea, though, came let's build amphitheaters? Or, I mean, that's what you said.
Here's what I said.
Okay.
I said, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of the venues that I go to, and they're terrible.
Yeah.
But I go to football games and baseball games, and I'm thinking, man, these are nice. Yeah. I could do this. So when I left Roth Premium Foods, I left for one specific reason, and that is to disrupt the venue space in live music.
Disrupting, because some of the Major League and football places, their video screens are better than the TV at home.
No question, no question. And the food is unbelievable. I mean, you have 5-star restaurants now in baseball parks, and so we built the Seafood and Chop House in the Ford Amphitheater in Colorado Springs. It's a 5-star seafood and chop house inside of a music venue.
Now, that's amazing.
Yeah,
instead of hot dogs and a slice of pizza.
That's right. That's exactly right. No more hot dogs and slices of cold pizza.
All right. So now you got the idea. Let's build big amphitheaters and let the people to come. But how did you get the financing in place? Because that's a big proposition. You see all the NFL teams and Major League teams. They have to really consider building something new these days.
I mean, it's tens of millions of dollars to build these. And so basically, there's three parts to my financing strategy. First is the municipalities have to participate. So 35% or so of all of the financing comes from the municipality. The municipality provides the ground, provides the tax incentives. They're a big piece of the financing. And then I go out and I pre-sell. I build the structure of my amphitheaters like a condominium building, where we own the condominium building, and then we pre-sell condominiums in the form of fire pits. And so about 35% or so of all of the financing for these come from those suite owners and fire pit suite owners. And then the balance comes from our ability to then finance and put small amounts of sale leasebacks on the ground underneath the amphitheater. But these amphitheaters, like in McKinney, it's a $300 million amphitheater to build it's the most seated amphitheater in the history of the world. That we're building there. It opens for the 2026 season. It's beautiful. If you've not seen what we're doing down there, it's incredible. But at the end of the day, you could never make it pencil if it wasn't for really forward-thinking municipalities like the city of McKinney. Mayor George Fuller, he's a forward-thinking mayor. He's a wonderful man. And he, in his way of thinking, he brought the city council along, and next thing you know, they're supporting it. We have great fire pit suite owners down there. Got a good friend in Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman's a Hall of Fame quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, he is.
He and I partnered on 8 as a sponsor at our venues, and then we're building the Aikman clubs, and so we've just got really good partnerships, good sponsorships, and so at the end of the day, we have a financing strategy that works and works well, and it works good for our public company shareholders.
Yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of people, before they invest in the stock, they say, well, let me see how much debt this company has.
That's right.
How are you looking on that?
We have very, very little debt. We, over the last 8 quarters or so, 9 quarters, I guess, we've built a balance sheet of about $181 million. We'll cross $200 million and add $1 billion in 2025.
Is that a B?
With a B, in the net tangible assets. And so, at the end of the day, we are focused on our balance sheet, and as a result of public-private partnerships and mark-to-market valuations, we're gonna cross that number this year.
Now, someone who's just finding out about Venu for the first time, and they say, gosh, how do we get an amphitheater like this in our area? What are the steps you've been doing, and where are you going next?
Yeah, so, right now we're finishing up amphitheaters as we build down through the Tulsa market and Broken Arrow. We'll be in Oklahoma City market. We're building the Dallas-Fort Worth market in McKinney, which is an unbelievable venue. Getting ready to start our construction down in El Paso. It's interesting. El Paso is such an interesting market. People think of El Paso, but they only think of kind of north of the bridge, right? Listen, south of the bridge is just as big of a market. Latin music has exploded.
There you go.
It has exploded.
Yeah.
And that market has exploded. And so at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, don't count El Paso out as might be the most profitable venue we build in the next 10 years for that exact reason.
When is that on the schedule to come out?
We're booking it, and it will open in 26. So we're about 15 months out.
Well, let me ask you this. If people stop liking music?
The world ends, right?
Yeah.
If people stop liking music, I think the world just ends. It's the only thing I can think of that is unifying, right? At the end of the day, 2025, again, for the 10th year in a row, it's the #1 leisure activity in the world. In the world is live music. So bigger than baseball, bigger than football, bigger than soccer, worldwide, #1 leisure activity, live music. And it's most unifying. Think about this. Where else can a Republican and a Democrat and an independent all sit together and sing in harmony and be harmonized in whatever they're doing? Live music, right? Everybody, I don't care what if you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, you know the lyrics to Hotel California.
That's right.
And you sit there and sing it together in unison.
Yeah.
And it's one of the only places that happens. It doesn't happen in baseball parks because there's 2 different teams and they hate each other.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen in baseball, 2 teams and they hate each other.
Yeah.
Live music is the only place where everybody there is there for one thing, and that's to be unified in whatever band is playing.
It's amazing how you can have an album, listen to it over and over again at home, but then you go see that band live, And it's a totally different experience. It's so much better, isn't it? Live?
No question.
Yeah.
It is. Live music is I tell people this all the time. Live music, and everybody that's watching this they know, it's a vibe. It's a feeling. There is an ambiance about live music you don't get anywhere else. And it's something that you tell stories about. Music, I can play a song, and it takes you back.
Yeah.
You can remember where you were, who you were with, and what you were doing.
Good point.
Because that's what music does. Music creates memories. Live music creates even better memories because you enjoy it with somebody else.
Yeah, and you've got the collective energy of everybody around you. I think
That's right.
resonating. We don't even know the metaphysics on that these days.
No
too,
question.
But I think the group mentality of everybody on the same side.
No question.
I mean, it just lifts everybody's spirits.
Yep,
up.
no question.
Again,
No question.
Album
Yep.
or live? Who
That's
does more
exactly
live?
right.
So my next question is, do you ever see live music going away? Of course, that was a
never,
softball question.
never. Not in 100
Probably
years.
getting better and better, isn't it?
It does get better. Right?
Yeah.
There's a point, though. I think there's going to be a point where live music even expands. So live music today is usually enjoyed. We're together and we're at a venue. But I see the day coming where live music will be enjoyed virtually. Virtually in the sense that pay-per-view or live music events that's an audio.
Like a 3D room kind
like
of thing?
Like a 3D room.
Yeah,
I see that coming someday.
Yeah. Well.
We'll see what happens, but
with AI, you never know these
I
days,
think
huh?
with AI, I think
Yeah.
you're going to see that happen. Yep.
Well, that's
And it's
pretty good.
exciting.
Where'd the name Venu come from?
Well, here's what happened. The company started off, I named it Notes Live. And Notes is obviously music notes, right?
Yep.
And Live is what we do. So Notes Live was the name of the company. I started dealing with the New York Stock Exchange, and we started looking at symbols. And Paul Dorfman said, some of the coolest companies in the world, the name of the company is also the symbol. You know what I mean? And so there's some thought that a lot of companies then put into that. So we started thinking about all of the various symbols, and actually Venu obviously is it's a 5-letter word that we turned into a 4-letter word. And it's just so descriptive of who we are.
It is.
And then the New York Stock Exchange worked with us to make that our symbol.
Did you get a thesaurus out?
Yeah, exactly.
I do that online
Yeah,
nowadays. I find a different word.
Exactly.
If I can't pronounce one word,
Yeah,
I go with another
exactly.
one. All right, so then let's talk. We've got a couple minutes here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk business.
Yep.
For someone who's watching this and they are interested in investing,
Yep.
what would you tell them as far as a brand new investor? What kind of steps should they take, and what would you recommend?
Yeah, so, I'd love to have you as a shareholder. Our symbol is VENU, traded on the New York Stock Exchange. I would love to have you as a shareholder. We are aggressively disrupting the venue space. We are well capitalized. We have strong shareholder base and support. And I am committed to building a balance sheet and a P&L. So at the end of the day, you would be investing in a space, the music space, the live music space, that is exploding. Never been a time in history where the demand of tickets has been higher than it is today, and there's never been a time in history where the supply of new artists is higher than it is today. So here you've got a industry with the high demand, high supply. We are the exchange. We are where fans and artists meet, and nobody is doing it better than we are.
Symbol's Venu Live, by the way.
Yep.
Great symbol.
Yep.
Venu
Yep.
Live.
Yep.
Now, somebody who wants to invest in one of the new places you're building, is that possible for someone to have a stake in the next amphitheater?
Absolutely, and we have a great team that does that. Go to our website, venue.live, as Coach said, and when you go there, you can click on investing, and you can look at all of the venues that we're building any place in the United States, and it will give you information on that. You can also come to our offices, whether here or in Dallas or wherever, and use virtual reality to actually sit in any of our venues, or buy a ticket and come out to the Ford Amphitheater this summer and catch a great show.
I saw the Steve Miller Band last year. Really good band.
Steve Miller Band was a great show we had this year, but we had just so many great shows. A fun place.
So someone should come and look at it because you can actually invest in one of the VIP fire pit spaces, right?
Yep.
Right, and
Yep.
is that a lifetime ownership when you
It
invest?
is lifetime ownership. And
Wow,
I tell
that's
people
amazing.
this all the
Yeah.
time too. At the end of the day, the best way to understand what we do is to experience what we do. And the best way to experience what we do is come sit in my suite at the Ford Amphitheater.
I did.
Yeah, you
Awesome
did.
place,
Dang
awesome
right
place.
you did. Yeah.
JW Roth, folks, and the symbol is Venu, and then the website Venu.live.
Venu.live. Love to have you, shareholder.
Always great
Coach,
to see you.
thank you.
Yes. See you later, folks.
Bye-bye.